Alright, we're going to solve some log equations now. When we have logs on both sides, this is what you guys have been really successful in this unit with. When we have logs on both sides, or natural logs on both sides, we just get to cancel those guys out. So I'm going to cancel my natural logs on both sides. We'll be left with the inside argument. 7 minus p equals a negative 5p minus 1. Right, so when I have a natural log on the left and the right side, those are going to go away. We'll solve this by adding 5p to both sides. So I'm going to add 5p. When I do that to the left and the right side, negative p plus 5p is going to give me a 4p. Right, I can also subtract my 7 from both sides so that I don't have to have that constant next to a p. If I subtract 7 from negative 1, I'm going to get a negative 8. And then I divide both sides by 4, and I'm left with negative 2. So my value of p here is going to be negative 2. For the next one, though, we only have logs on one side of my equation, and I have multiple logs on one side of the equation. So in order to get rid of those multiple logs, I got to use my log properties. I'm going to condense these guys. Subtraction turns into division, so I have the natural log. The x plus 4 is in the numerator. The 8 will be in the denominator. And that's still going to be equal to 1. Now, the natural log did not go away yet, because I didn't have something to cancel it out with, right? So I can't cancel. When I can't cancel, I'm going to switch it to my exponential, right? I know natural log is the same thing as log with that base of e. So I'm going to write in that e just so that I don't forget it when I'm switching my forms. So my base of e is what I write in first, and then I go around my circle just like we practiced in our first video. The 1 will be the exponent, and then my argument, that x plus 4, will become the answer. So x plus 4 over 8 is my answer. Now, when we're typing this into your calculator, right, let me get that calculator icon over here from what we were working on before. Right, when I'm doing this in my calculator, E has a button as well on your calculator. It is right above our natural log, so it's not far away from what you were doing before, right above it. That means you have to hit the shift button first and then the ln button. So if we want to write in e to the power of 1, what we need to do is hit the exponent first. So I have an exponent of 1. That's going to be the first number you type into the calculator, the 1. All right, so I'm going to hit the 1. Then I'm going to come over and I'm going to type in the e. To get to the e, you have to hit the shift button. And then you're going to hit the ln button, and that's going to pop up the e. Because the e is in yellow, that means we have to hit the shift button so that we can get that e. So we'll hit the 1 first, the shift button next, the ln button after that, so we can get that e. And when you type that in, let me grab my calculator really quick. We hit the 1, we hit the shift, we hit the natural log button. You should get the number 2.71 popping out for this. 2.718. So I'm going to round that. 2.72. That's going to equal x plus 4 over 8. I know that whenever I have this division going on, I want to get rid of my division, right? To get rid of the division, I multiply by what's in the denominator. So I'm going to multiply the left side by 8, multiply the right side by 8. If I take my 2.72 and multiply that by 8, you're going to get the 21.76. And that will equal your x plus 4. After that, we're going to subtract 4. And subtract 4. 21.76 minus 4 is going to give me 17.76. And at that point, we have the x by itself. So I've solved for the x. Now, y'all, remember, the biggie for this is that when you're typing things into your calculator, you have to be really, really careful. When we're typing in e to the first, we have to make sure we hit the 1, and then shift, and then the e, right? So that we get the exponent first and then we get the natural log after that. If you don't type in the 1 first, it's going to pop out the wrong number right here. So you got to make sure 1 first, then you hit the shift and then the natural log button. All right, you're going to have an ugly problem. Number 12, or on your worksheet it's number 16, but number 12 is what it will be on the formative. It's going to be a really, really small number. Don't fear that. Just type in the number that you get in your calculator, round it to the 100th spot, and you'll be done.